All right, here we are. The new improved release rotation. This is it. So what is release rotation? It's the story behind the story. That's kind of where I'm going, the direction I'm going with this podcast. I'm currently working on a website on Squarespace to get my podcast up and running. And so what this podcast is going to be me interviewing someone who is starting a company, who's an entrepreneur, who is looking to get their name out there, but they're new and just starting, right? They're not the big guy, they're the little fish in the huge pond right now. And so my idea behind this podcast, Release Rotation, is to interview these people who are starting a company and to get the story of why they're doing it, not so much of what they're doing and what they sell and that kind of thing. I mean, that's going to definitely be part of it, but I think the cool part of every company is the backstory, the story behind the story. And so that's what I'm hoping to get out of this podcast and hoping to share with you is just some insight into the minds of these people who have started some of these companies. And when I say small companies, I mean like some friends I know that are doing their own thing, people like that. So it's not anything like Apple, Facebook. Sure, I'd love to interview people that work higher up in those companies. Google, VaynerMedia. Gary Vaynerchuk is a huge mentor of mine. From a distance, obviously. I've never met the guy. I would love to. I'd love to sit down and talk to him. I'd love for him to be on this podcast one day. I actually tweeted him and told him that he would be on this podcast in 5 years from now as I'm getting this up and going. But that's the design and the plan behind Release Rotation. And so this is kind of just an intro. I wanted you to just kind of know where I am, especially if you've been listening to my podcast. That's been a lot about sports because that's really the world I come from and the world I know. But I hope to share these stories with you on Release Rotation, the podcast, and share these people and the stories behind their story of their companies. So over the next few weeks, I'm going to be building my website and getting that up and going. And then I'll be recording some podcasts. And I'm going to try to do one a week. So if you were following me along on my podcast, I was doing one a day, which was insane. And so now I'm going to be doing one a week, interviewing these people. And so it's going to be a journey. And I'm glad you're on this journey with me because it's going to be fun. And I hope to share what I'm doing on my journey. So that's it. That's the first episode of the new and improved Release Rotation. Thanks for following along. Thanks for being patient. And I can't wait for you to see what's to come.